What do we mean when we say basic human rights? How might a dog lend a paw in the fight against coronavirus? And what was the 10 News' favorite movie of 2020? I'm Bethany Van Delft, and we'll get into all this and more on today's The 10 News, the show where, in the time it takes to make a dreidel out of clay, we find out what's up in the world. Okay, let's get into the 10 News.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Today, December 10th, is a meaningful day for human rights worldwide. Our correspondent, Anya Schultz, explains why.
Today is Human Rights Day. It's a day created by the United Nations. That's the international peace organization made up of 193 countries around the world. We celebrate Human Rights Day on December 10th because that's the day, back in 1948, when members of the United Nations came together to write a list of 30 fundamental rights that every single human being on this planet deserves to have. That includes you. They called this document the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Many of the things in life that you might take for granted, depending on where you live, like the right to a free education or the right to believe whatever religion you might want, are actually listed in the document. But not everywhere and everyone in the world has these fundamental human rights, which is why it's important to list them and to keep fighting for them around the world. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights is so important, it's been translated to over 500 different languages. It actually holds the Guinness World Record for the document that is translated in the most languages. This year, the theme for Human Rights Day is Recover Better. That means when the pandemic is finally over and we get back to normal life, we have the opportunity to make sure the world we live in is more fair and equitable than it was before. Just because countries around the world agreed to sign the document doesn't mean that they are honoring people's rights. There's still a lot of work to do here in the United States and around the world. The Recover Better campaign is focused on addressing inequalities, ending discrimination, encouraging solidarity, and promoting sustainable development. These might sound like some of the rights people have marched for in recent protests, calling for everyone, regardless of their race or class or gender, to get an equal education, to be treated the same in the criminal justice system, to be paid equally for the same job, to get access to good health care, and to be represented fairly in positions of power. There's still work to do, which is why today and every year on December 10th, we celebrate Human Rights Day to remember how important it is to treat every single person fairly.
"2020 has been a crazy year for people all over the world, but some cool things happened too. So, as we close out this year, let's take a look back at some of our favorite things from 2020. Because who doesn't love ending things on a positive note? Yeah! This week, we're sharing our favorite movies of 2020. It's the 10 News Top 10. Number 10, I Am Greta.
There's simply not enough time.
The harrowing journey of a young girl who became the face of climate activism for her generation. If you're looking for inspiration, look no further. Number 9, Enola Holmes.
Now, where to begin?
This super sleuther movie featuring Millie Bobby Brown of Stranger Things as Sherlock Holmes' younger sister is sure to make every mystery lover happy. Number 8, The Half of It.
Give it up next for Ellie Chu.
An introverted girl helps a jock write letters to the girl he has a crush on. But there's just one thing, she has a crush on her too. Number 7, the one and only Ivan.
Let's give him a great show, okay?
For anyone who's ever wondered, what are animals in zoos really thinking? Number 6, Over the Moon.
I love to hear about the moon.
A family fantasy following a girl who builds her own rocket ship so she can meet a mythical goddess on the moon. This movie is gorgeous. Stick around till the end of the 10 to hear the rest of our list. Everyone can play a part in the slowing of the spread of coronavirus, including you when you do things like wear a mask and practice social distancing. But did you know that dogs can help too? Friends of the 10, Lane Farber has the scoop.
If you've listened to the 10 News before, then you know I love animals. You might also know that I have a particular fondness for the fuzzy-wuzzy good boys that we call doggos. From snoot to tail, they're perfect. So, we can all agree that dogs are the best. But did you know that they also have superpowers that can help save lives?
Really?
That's right. Dogs are magical.
Wow! The land of make-believe!
No, not that kind of magic, silly. They don't cast spells or play fetch with magic wands. But dogs are even cooler than Harry Potter. And you can quote me on that. So if they don't drink potions out of their dog bowls, then what exactly makes dogs so fantastic? Well, it's their super sniffers. A dog's sense of smell is 10,000 times better than a human's. It's pretty well known that dogs have a great sense of smell, so people have harnessed the power of puppy noses for years. Police officers have specially trained doggos who sniff out illegal substances. Army dogs find explosives with their magic snoots. And now, dogs are using their super sniffers to detect coronavirus.
Achoo!
According to various small studies run around the globe, dogs can actually sniff out coronavirus. More extensive studies need to be run to determine without a doubt that dog noses are an effective form of corona detection. But at the moment, results look promising. In the original German study, specially trained puppers called Corona-schniffende Hunde sniffed samples of saliva from over 1,000 participants. And you know what? The dogs correctly identified COVID-positive samples with extreme accuracy. They were right 96% of the time.
Good gravy!
That's a solid A. The positive results from the initial test have resulted in special dog-led COVID detection units setting up shop at international airports. Basically, the dogs sniff travelers to see if they have the virus. This test is beneficial because it gives immediate results, is non-invasive, and can catch people who are showing no signs of infection. So the next time your dog wants to smell your breath, let them. These super sniffers are just doing their jobs.
Ah, good doggies. To learn more from Lane, check out her Nature Nerds podcast. Earlier in the episode, we started counting down our top 10 movies of 2020. Here are the final 5. Number 5, Soul.
What's your name, honey?
I'm Joe. I teach middle school band.
Okay, actually, we haven't had a chance to see the latest Pixar movie yet because it starts streaming on Disney Plus December 25th. But you know it's on our must-watch movies list. Number 4, Onward. From the creators of Toy Story, Onward is the epic journey of 2 elf brothers who are gifted a wizard staff and go on a quest to reconnect with their late father. Cue the waterworks. Number 3, The Willoughbys.
All the Willoughby children ever wanted was to have a normal family.
The tale of 4 old-fashioned siblings whose nanny introduces them to life in the modern world. But what makes it even better? A cool soundtrack by Devo's Mark Mothersbaugh. Number 2, Mulan.
6 of our northern cities have fallen in a coordinated attack.
There's always high expectations for remakes of the classics, so this live-action adaptation of the 90s animated Disney film had a tough slot, but boy did it deliver. And the 10's number 1 pick, Trolls World Tour.
There are other kinds of trolls.
The highly anticipated sequel to Trolls follows Poppy and Branch on a journey through 6 diverse musical troll lands. Their ultimate goal? To unite trolls through the power of music. Do you have a favorite movie that didn't make our list? Email us at hello@the10news.com and tell us which one and why you love it.
And cut.
It's time for your trivia question of the day. Yay! tell your friend Veronica today is the first day of Hanukkah. Do you know what U.S. city is home to the world's largest menorah? Is it A, New York City, B, Chicago, or C, Miami? Did you guess it? The answer is A, New York. But here's the thing. There are two world's largest menorahs, and they're both in New York.
Huh?
Back in the 70s, Rabbi Shmuel Butman built a 32-foot menorah near Manhattan Central Park. Then a decade later, Rabbi Shimon Hecht built one the same height in Brooklyn's Grand Army Plaza, but he made the center candle 6 inches taller than the one in Manhattan. Even though that would technically make Brooklyn's the bigger one, both the Guinness Book of World Records and a rabbinical court have recognized the Manhattan menorah, the one that was there first, as the official world's largest. Both are lit every year in celebration of the Festival of Lights. Happy Hanukkah. Time is up. That's the end of the 10 for today. But you can catch new episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The 10 News is a co-production of Small But Mighty Media in collaboration with Next Chapter Podcasts and distributed by iHeartRadio. The 10 News writing team is led by editorial director Tracy Crooks, with contributions from Stephen Tompkins, Anya Schultz, and Lane Farber. The creative producer is Jenner Pasqua. Marketing is led by Jacob Bronstein, with social media and web support by Stephen Tompkins and Adam Farr. Editing and sound design by Pete Musto under the production direction of Jeremiah Tittle. Executive producer Donald Albright and show creator Tracy Leeds Kaplan round out the team. If you have any questions about the show, a story idea, or just a fun fact you want to share, email us at hello@the10news.com. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. It makes a difference. The 10 News on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Bethany Van Delft, and thanks for listening to the 10 News. Now, go watch all the movies on our top 10 list and decide which you think was the best of the year. Email us and let us know.